Need an intro.
Do we?
Yeah. Otherwise it's really boring. Need the hook.
The hook.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm John Travolta now.
I don't know what you're doing.
Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are reviewing a film that's coming to VOD around the world in a few days' time. It's called Mortal. Mortal is from the director André Øvredal. Overkill.
Double kill. Overkill.
Wow.
From the director André Øvredal. He has directed a couple of really interesting films. One of my favourites being Troll Hunters. I remember us watching that years back. Someone just gave us this film. They said, watch this. We had no real idea what it was about. I remember seeing this on DVD back in the days of DVD.
Hey, you kids looking to rent some DVDs?
What's he talking about, renting a DVD?
What came out of that was, wow, is this real? Is this a documentary about real trolls? I mean, obviously it can't be, but the way that film...
Can it?
The way that film played out made me thinking, oh, this is a director I really want to follow because the way he put that story together is very interesting. Since then, he's done other very interesting films. He's worked with Guillermo del Toro in... Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Okay, so you might recognize the main character whose name is...
My wife is so fat that last night I tried to put sheets on her.
What, the actor or the character?
The character.
Oh, Eric Berglund.
Eric Berglund. Nate Wolff is the actor's name, and I think he carries the film really well.
Yes.
You will recognize him from one of Netflix's films. His name is Light, the character that he plays, and he plays the main character in Death Note.
Wow.
Which wasn't well received by all, but since then he's been in other great films like A Fault in Our Stars, Paper Towns. Just check his details out on IMDb. But you'll recognize him. Probably you've seen him in some of those films that you might not remember, or you'll be like, I know that dude from somewhere. That's him. Great name, Nate Wolff.
Yeah.
Talk.
Come on, hey, say something.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming into this, as I always like to, I did know nothing about it. Not a thing. Nada. Which is exactly the way I like it. I don't even like to know what genre the film is supposed to be. Just like hit me with a surprise. And I have to say that I loved the beginning of this film because of that very fact that I didn't know what was going on, and neither does the protagonist.
Yes.
I think. And I think that makes it really exciting that you're sort of journeying with him together to figure out what's going on with him. So you've got this, well, I guess fantasy type, superhero type, thriller type, not exactly sure what's going on kind of a film, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the reason why we kind of just jumped into the review and didn't give you a synopsis is because all of the synopsises that we've seen are spoiler-like. And so we're doing our best not to give you a spoiler because it is the fantasy element that drives this film. It's the not knowing what's going to happen that really drives this film. Unfortunately, if you read the synopsises, they definitely give away a big plot element. You will probably guess what's happening within the first half, but then you're still always guessing, is it or isn't it, and who is what is. It's all the who, how, when, why. Who, how, when, why?
Who, how, when, why?
Yes,
I don't
it's
know.
all of those. This film, though, was a lot of fun. We did watch it in two halves. We watched it the first night and we watched it the second night. And I have to say, I'm with you. I prefer the first half of the film. I think it's because of that mystery element.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that the second half isn't a lot of fun. There's a lot of fantasy elements. When things do get fantastical, I think that is a lot of fun. And it's only as good as it is because they've spent the first half of the film building that character out, building what is the lore around that, who is that guy. So it tells you a little bit, but you don't know a lot, but it's the journey, the mystery that you follow, and you're like, yeah, that's very interesting.
Oh, it's just so beautiful. I mean, the locations that they've chosen are just exquisite. Stunning is all you can say, really. The lighting is beautiful. I thought the camera angles were really interesting as well because more often than not, to kind of keep you feeling off balance, to feel you.
You feel so nice.
To make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. I think the director has chosen to either go for really low angles looking up or high angles looking down on people, and it's really, you don't notice it, like it's not like, you know, weird Dutch angles everywhere. It's not like that at all, so don't worry. But it's enough to make you feel slightly uneasy.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really well done. I thought the acting was outstanding from almost everyone. There's one character that I didn't appreciate.
Oh,
their
really?
acting. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coarse and rough and irritating.
I'll let you decide. You can say in the comments, like, who did you think let the team down a little bit?
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, that literally the whole cast was outstanding, apart from one. Who I won't say, because I think it's mean.
It's filmed in Norway.
Yes.
And the surrounding shots, the scenery, lends itself to the fantasy. And so you can easily place yourself as a viewer in the story that they're trying to tell. There's big, wide, epic mountain shots with rivers. It has a lot of history.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of seeps into the camera. And if your camera work is any good, which it is, then that just plays really nicely into the tone, the story that they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
So all of that I thought was very good. The camera angles you said was very good.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about Nate Wolff, because I thought he was really good as the character. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue. There aren't very many lines. And even then, he's also alone for some of the time at the beginning of the film, or when he's with somebody, there aren't many people on screen. Even the beginning of the film, we noted it was a very long time until we had any dialogue.
Yeah.
And I didn't miss it. I thought it actually heightened the sense of what they were trying to go for, and his presence on screen is great. So I'm looking forward to what else he does, but I just think as this character, when he's in turmoil, when he's shivering, or he's emotionally in distress, when that happens a lot in this film.
Yeah.
You really believe what he's going for, and when he starts showing certain emotions, you kind of get worried. You'll know what we're talking about when you watch it. I just thought he was very good at what he does.
Yeah, very good. And I thought also the director hit exactly the same tone that they had before in Troll Hunters, where you're left kind of wondering, because we didn't know exactly what this film was when we went into it, you're left wondering which way is it gonna go. Like almost like a documentary, like you're following the protagonist, you're finding out as they're finding out, and you're wondering which way is this going to go. Is this going to go like complete fantasy, or is this going to go like realism? There's going to be some other explanation. What's going to happen? And I think it kind of leaves you feeling, again, that sort of documentary style where you're like, kind of could be real, maybe. I mean, it's not, it's fiction, but is it? It's kind of the way you feel after watching it.
I do have a couple of negatives, I think.
How dare you?
The music. The score I thought was very good, but there were times I was very aware of it. So the best score is always a character, but it's in the background. It helps to drive the story. This time there were a lot of moments where I was like, oh, that score's very loud, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I think it's very good. It's very atmospheric, but there were just moments where I was like, oh, that score, like brum, 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 brum. You're like, okay, hello score, there I am.
So weird, because normally I'm super sensitive to that, and I didn't notice.
I totally noticed this time. And then there's the thing with the ending of this film. I think it's going to split people who watch it. There were those that were like, oh, that was very cool. Like what you did there. I'm not going to use more words to describe the ending because I really don't want to give it away.
No.
But it is one of those that can definitely split fans of this genre. And when they were like, I wish you didn't do that. I wish you went this way. Yeah. Even our son that watched it with us, he said, you could have ended it at this moment instead. And I agreed with him. It could have totally ended in a different moment. And I think that'll be for interpretation. I still really enjoyed it. I like what they did. And it was a fairly brave ending, I guess. Yep. But still, a very fun film. I'm surprised by some of the reviews. So I don't know, like sometimes we feel like we've watched completely different films to other people.
Yeah.
The critics, I guess.
Like
I guess
it's
we're
slow and boring and it's not really that good.
I guess we're less critics and more just like enjoy the film.
Fans.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
fans. We're fans of film.
Fans.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this a solid B+.
I agree.
Okay. Let us know in the comments below. Have you heard of this? If you haven't, do put it on your VOD list. Stream it from Xbox or buy it. I'm sure it'll be available in very many places, probably on Amazon. If I have a link, I'll chuck it down below. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember,
Live long and Tuesday.